Alright, so we'll now start working on the real device and we'll configure Appium with the real device. The reason I'm using a real device is because in practical world, when you are into real projects, you actually work on real devices, right? The device which I have, this is my device, this is Nexus 5, right? And I'll be running Appium code. I'll be running WhatsApp on this with the help of Appium. Fine. The first thing is that you need to download and configure Android on your local machine. This is what is required. Okay, if Android is not configured on your local machine, Appium will not work. To configure Android, the first thing is that you need to install JDK. Alright, although you might be knowing how to install JDK, okay, and configure, I'll write all this down on the piece of notepad which you can download later on. Okay, and configure environment variables. Right, you must be knowing this, but still I'll tell you. Right, this is the first and the most important thing. Right, just go to Google and type download JDK. Right, just be with me. These things are very sensitive. The installation of Appium is a very sensitive thing. It has to be done very carefully. Okay, you go to this URL, accept the agreement and download for 32-bit or 64-bit machine. Right, install it, and after installing it, go to my computer properties and go to advanced system settings. Here you need to configure the environment variable for JDK, which I have already done, actually, Java home. Right, you create a new environment variable known as Java_home and give the path of installation of JDK on your machine. In my machine, it is installed under program files Java JDK. Okay, you copy this path and give the path over here for Java home, Java_home. Okay, so make this Java home variable, and along with that, go to the path variable. Fine, edit this variable. Alright, and go to the end of this variable. After going to the end of this variable, put a semicolon, paste the path and give the path of /bin, the bin directory of JDK. Okay, this is how you configure JDK. Fine, make sure you give the path to bin directory. Now go to command prompt and type Java. If you get a message like this, then that means Java is configured properly on your machine. Fine, the next step is to download and configure Android on your local machine. Right, to do that, okay, to do that I have this URL. Right, you need to, just a minute, you need to go to this URL. Okay, you need to configure Eclipse plus Android. Android is installed as a plugin inside Eclipse. Okay, I'll tell you how to do that. You go to this URL. Fine, after going to this URL, the first thing which they have told you is that download Eclipse Indigo or greater, don't use Helios, don't use Eclipse Helios. Right, just go to eclipse.org/download, this link. Okay, just go to this link. You will have Eclipse download options. You can download Eclipse Luna, that is not a problem. Eclipse ID for Java EE developers, Eclipse Luna, and you can download 32-bit or 64-bit version, whichever is your PC, you can download that. Right, once you have downloaded, fine, in my system it is over here. Right, I'll extract it. You also extract it, and just give us some time. Yeah, so it's done. Right, you go to this folder and Eclipse will be this will be the exe file for Eclipse. You just need to open it directly. Fine, and hold on, just let it open. Right, and you can give any path over here. Right, and I'll just call this as final workspace. Okay, so you give the path over here. This is the workspace path. I think this many of you might be knowing this. right? Now you need to install Android as a plugin inside Eclipse. Okay, you close the welcome screen, right? And what you need to do is that you need to go to help, install new software. Okay, over here you need to give this particular URL. Hold on, the one which is mentioned over here. Okay, download the ADT plugin, right? In this you have to give this particular URL. Fine, you need to give this URL, hit the enter button of the keyboard, and after hitting the enter button of the keyboard you will have the developer tools option out here. You select it, click on next. Fine, it will calculate various things, right? Let it be calculate. It will take some time. I'll pause the recording for that time. Right, so on the next page you will have this kind of thing, right? Don't do anything, just click on next, and then in the end I accept the terms and conditions of the license and all, and click on finish. So this will install it, and it will take some time, right? It will download few things from the internet and configure Android inside Eclipse. So I'm waiting for it, just hold on. So fine, in the end you will get a screen like this as well. You are installing software, and then click on OK and let it install, right? So it will be quick, and you'll have to restart your Eclipse. Fine, so after restarting Eclipse, so this is what you need to do. You need to initially I downloaded Eclipse and installed the ADT plugin. Now the Eclipse is restarting. Just be with me, hold on. So once Eclipse restarts, it will ask you the path of Android in your machine. Okay, where Android is there, you need to download the Android toolkit in your machine. You have installed the plugin inside Eclipse, right? So this is Eclipse, hold on, right? If you go to window, or if you go to window preferences out here, you will have Android over here. Okay, in my PC already Android is there, the SDK location is updated, right? So you don't have to worry, but in your case it will ask you where Android is in your PC. You might get a pop-up window when Eclipse restarts. Okay, so for that basically what you need to do is you can cancel the window as well, it doesn't matter. You can click on the pop-up window, you can close it as well, right? You can take your time and download Android, right, from this location. You go to this URL, hold on, let me give the URL over here, right? You go to this URL, and out here click on standalone SDK tools. There is no need to download Android Studio, it takes a lot of time. Go to standalone SDK tools and simply download the zip file. Okay, this is what I prefer. Okay, I have downloaded the zip file, Android zip file, in my E drive, and here is where the framework or the Android is there on my PC. Okay, so you copy the path of Android in your PC and you need to configure it in the environment variables again, right? So what you need to do is that you need to go to my computer properties and advanced system settings, right? Over here, okay, go to environment variables. Before that, make sure that in your Windows preferences inside Eclipse under Android you have given the path where you have kept Android in your PC. Okay, do this as well, right? Now go to environment variables, okay, and click on environment variable, and you need to create the variable Android home like I have created over here. You need to create the variable Android home and give the path of Android. Okay, right, and scroll down, you will see the path variable. Okay, edit this variable, go till the end of this variable, put a semicolon. Fine, give the path of Android followed by tools, or to be very precise, write like this, that's a better way, percentile Android underscore home percentile. This means the variable Android home, which points towards the location of Android. Inside it there will be a folder known as tools. Give the path of that folder. Along with that, right, along with that, you know, this is the tools folder, I give the path. Along with that, you need to give the path of hold on just a minute, I already have it done. Yeah, you need to give the path of tools and the platform folder. Okay, so give the path of tools followed by percentile Android underscore home percentile slash platform folder as well. So you need to give the path of tools and platform folder. I'll cancel it because I already have it. Right, so the next step is that you need to configure environment variables. You need to create a new environment variable Android home, and in the path you need to give the path till tools and platform folders inside Android. Now go to command prompt, restart your command prompt. If it is open, close it and start it again, and type Android. Okay, type Android over here and you will get a window. Hold on. Yeah, you will get a window like this. Okay, right. Everything would not be installed, like in my PC the status is installed. Okay, in your system it might not be installed. Okay, I request you to install everything, download the dependencies. Like I have installed from 4.1.2. I have checked on all these checkboxes and I clicked on install these packages. You also check on all these packages and click on install. This is very important because the latest packages of Android will not be installed directly by default when you download Android. You won't come up with those packages. For example, Android level 5.1.1 corresponds to API 22. Android level 5.0.1 corresponds to API level 21. I had explained you the concepts of API level, right? So these are the APIs supported by the various Android versions, and you need to download them. You need to configure them in your PC after downloading Android, and it takes a lot of time, right? It takes a lot of time. You select these boxes, okay, and click on install these packages and install all of them, right? It takes a lot of disk space as well. All the installation and all, once it's done, you will have, when you expand this, you will have the installed options coming up over here, right? So you need to download and configure Android completely in your machine. Okay, now the next thing, this is how you download Android and configure Android on your local machine. Understanding the difference between API level and Android version, I told you, right? Every Android version corresponds to a certain API level, and you need to have minimum API level 17 of the phone which you are testing, right? Like I am having this phone, this is my phone, right? And just a minute, I'll restart my camera. Okay, right, this is my camera, right. If you go to your phone and if you go to your phone settings, okay, go inside the phone settings, right, and you scroll down, you will get the option about phone. Okay, click on about phone and you will have the Android version being displayed over here. For example, in my case it is 5.1. Alright, so you can also check out the Android version which you have. Okay, mine is a Google Nexus 5 phone. Okay, now the next thing is getting the correct API for Android. This is very important. Either root your phone if you don't have if you have an older phone, or what you can do is that you can upgrade your phone if your provider lets you upgrade. Okay, getting correct Android version on the phone, that is provider dependent. Okay, now the next thing is that you need to enable the developer mode of the phone. Okay, you need to tell your phone that I am a developer. Alright, then only Appium will run and it can run apps on your phone. For doing that, again you need to go to the phone and you need to go to the settings. Okay, and scroll down, and you will not have the option, this, you see this second last option, developer options, right? You will not see this. Okay, to enable the developer options you need to tap on about phone for around 7 times. I'm not remembering the number exactly, I think it's 7. You need to tap on it for 7 times. Okay, after tapping on about phone 7 times, right, the developer options, they are enabled. You will see this item developer options coming up in the list. Okay, now you go to developer options and you will have the option USB debugging. You need to turn it on. I have kept it on, right? You need to turn USB debugging on, and then only Appium will work. These settings are very, very important. Okay, right, now moving ahead, just a minute, let me get the clarity. Yeah, fine. So now moving ahead, after turning on the debugging level, enable the developer mode, debug level settings in the phone, you need to turn them on, right? Now connect the phone and connect the phone to PC and make sure that it's being detected in DDMS, right? This is another important thing, right? You need to make sure, hold on, let me connect my phone first to my PC. Yeah, I am connecting my phone to PC, and as soon as I connect it, right, if it is successfully detected, you will get a window like this for RSA key fingerprint. If it is not coming, don't worry. Okay, I'll tell you what to do. Okay, you click on OK, and if this kind of window doesn't come up, or if it even comes up, you need to install a software known as PDA-NET software. Alright, if I go to Eclipse, right, if I go to my Eclipse, and in Eclipse you will have, you click over here inside Eclipse on this icon, right? On this icon, if you click on this icon, you will get the option DDMS. If I select this option, then this is my phone which is being detected inside Eclipse, and this means Android, which you have configured in your PC, is able to detect the phone. If it is not coming up, for most of you this will not come up. Okay, you need to install a new software known as PDA-NET. In case it is coming, then again mandatorily install PDA-NET. Okay, go to Google and search for PDA-NET. This is the URL. You download and install it for Android. Okay, and as soon as you install it, you will see that your phone will start coming up over here. Okay, let me disconnect my phone again from PC and connect it again. So as soon as I connect it again, you see that a window and at the bottom right comes up that the device is attached, it's been found, and I also get this window for accepting the RSA key and all, right? So this is PDA-NET helps in this. Okay, the next thing which you need to do after this is you need to install Node.js. So these are series of installations which you need to do, and this is very important. Okay, just go to Google and type download Node.js. Okay, and you go to the first link and download for 64-bit or 32-bit machine and install it. Okay, I already have it installed. Mine is 64-bit machine. I downloaded the MSI package and installed it. Okay, after that you need to install the Microsoft .NET framework. It is again important for Appium, right? You need to go to Google and type Microsoft .NET framework, and You can go to the first URL over here. Hold on, the second URL, sorry. Yeah, this is the Microsoft.NET framework. Okay, you can simply download and install it. Okay, it will take some time for this framework to be installed. Okay, so once you have done all these installations, now you need to install Appium. Okay, you need to download Appium and install it. Alright, for that you need to go to the website for Appium, that is appium.io. Go to this website. Okay, and you will have the option of download Appium over here. You can download it from here, or you go inside the downloads section out here. Okay, and over here click on Appium exe for Windows. You will have the next page will display all the versions of Appium which have been released so far. Okay, you can download the version which you want. Maybe sometimes what happens is that the latest version is not stable, you want to download a little older one, you can download it from here. But if you download it from the main page of Appium website, the latest version will be downloaded. Okay, in my PC I already have it downloaded and installed and all everything. In my PC it is in, just a minute, it is out here, Appium 3.4.1. okay, and you can start it from this exe file. Alright, so hold on, let it start. It's taking a little while, right? I'll close unnecessary windows. Right, so this is Appium. Right, upgrade available, no, I don't want to upgrade Appium right now. So this is the Appium window. Okay, over here you have got settings for Android. Okay, these are general settings, right? So you will have a lot of stuff out here. We'll look at that carefully. This is the icon on the top right side which will start Appium, which will stop Appium. Okay, you will have the logs generated out here in the window itself. So we'll look at everything. Fine, let's follow the steps which I have mentioned. So you need to download Appium, right? You need to configure various API level requirements for Appium, starting Appium from console. So I'll take these points in some time. I'll mark them red. I'll not take these points right now. Okay, I'll take directly the first Appium program, that is running your first Appium program. Okay, how to run it? So for that you need to understand two things. That is, Appium is a tool which is built on top of Selenium. You need to know Selenium for learning this tool. Apart from that, apart from Selenium, there are various other features which have been added into this tool, which actually makes it compatible with mobile testing, right? So to run your first Appium program, you need to download the jars for Selenium and Appium as well. Okay, so Selenium jars can be downloaded from the website seleniumhq.org. You can go to this website and click on the download link over here and download the Java jar files for Selenium. Okay, and for Appium, right, for Appium you go to the downloads link. You will have to download the Java jar file as a Appium client library from here. Hold on, click on this Java link. Appium is available in various languages. We are doing with Java. Okay, you download this particular 2.2.0 jar. You click on this jar link over here and download the jar file. I already have it in my machine. This is Java client jar 2.2.0 which I am having, right? So you can download it from Appium website as well. Okay, now what I am going to do is that I'll go inside the Java mode inside Eclipse. right, and create a new Java project. Hold on, download and run Appium. So you will do a sample, you can say pilot kind of a project over here where we'll run WhatsApp. As I told you, for Android you don't need the jar file, you don't need the code for the application, you can run any application, right? So I'll just go to the properties of this project and add the jar files. Okay, I'll add the Selenium jar files. Okay, and along with that I'll add the Appium jar files. The Appium jar files are present under, hold on, they are under F drive. There is only one jar file, which is this one. You need to make sure you add this one as well. So I have downloaded and added all the Appium as well as Selenium jars inside the reference libraries. Right, now the next thing, okay, the next thing is that I will copy a file whatsapp.java in the coming modules. Okay, in the coming modules I'll tell you about the code which I have just copy pasted over here. If you go to my website qtp-selenium/mobile, we are just on the second module. From the third module we'll see the code and all as well. Right now just accept the code which I have written inside this file as it is. Okay, just accept the code inside this as it is. Hold on, I'll increase the font size. You know, this is just a pilot kind of a thing which I am doing to make you realize that yes, Appium works. Okay, right, so I have just written some pilot code over here in whatsapp.java, which you guys will get. You'll get it in the download link as well. You can download it, and hold on, you'll copy this APK file for WhatsApp. I'll tell you later on how to retrieve an APK file for a particular for a particular application. For WhatsApp I have got this APK file, and now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to start my Appium server. Okay, but before starting my Appium server, I'll go inside the settings of this server. Okay, this is the server address and this is the port on which Appium server is running. Okay, you go inside the Android settings, right, and these are the various settings and all over here. I'll click on no reset. Fine. Well, what do you mean by no reset? It's actually something which will prevent the application from installing again. Just select this, otherwise you will lose your application on the phone. You will lose all the WhatsApp data which is there on your phone. Okay, what happens is that when Appium will run this program, it will try to invoke WhatsApp. Okay, it will try to reset WhatsApp. That means it will try to uninstall WhatsApp and install it again. So in that way you will lose complete data. So if you select this option, no reset, Appium will not try to uninstall and install the application again. It will use the existing application on the phone, right? So you need to have this thing set up. You need to have no reset set, otherwise the application will get reset. Okay, you start the Appium server. Okay, and now you run this program. When you run this program, fine, if you look at the mobile, you will have WhatsApp launched in some time, and along with that you will have some Appium logs generated. Okay, I'll talk about these logs in some time. I'll analyze them. You see that WhatsApp has opened and it's closed. Okay, now the important thing is that always use the command driver.quit in the end. I'm using it in after test annotation. If you don't know testng, I've used testng over here. If you don't know testng, please go to this website qtpselenium.com. okay, go to Selenium tutorial, and under that I have kept this free video for test engine. Watch it, it is very important for testing. Fine. So it is very important to use driver.quit. This will close the Appium session. If you don't quit, obviously I am assuming you know Selenium, you know what driver.quit is. It closes everything, right? If you don't quit your application in the end, next time when you run this program, you will not be able to run it, since Appium server would be busy. You'll have to stop the server and start it again. Okay, so you need to quit the application. If you don't quit it, you have to restart the Appium server. Okay, now looking at the logs of Appium, look, if you look at it carefully, you'll get all the information. Like for example, preparing the device for session, right? Checking whether app is actually present, checking whether ADB means Android is present. I am using Android from this location. You see that I had set this Android home, that's why. Retrieving the device, trying to find a connected Android device, getting the connected devices, right? It found the connected device. Okay, this is your device ID 0AEF2D210. If you go to your DDMS, okay, the same device ID is written over here as well. Alright, fine. So waiting for the device to be ready, so it will give you all the information. For example, getting the device API level. The API level for my Android phone is API level 22, which is supported by Appium. Okay, so it will give you all the information. If you have any error, if you get any error in Appium, you need to look in those logs, then only you will be able to figure it out. Okay, so this is how you configure it with phone. Now about running it with simulator. Okay, so these topics are left. I'm going to cover these topics now.